Vince?
Okay, as you all know, today is really about saluting outstanding individuals in different fields of endeavors. In other words, there is very much a lot of truth to the old adage, excellence knows no boundaries.
And
no territories.
That's right. And our next guest also proves that, ladies and gentlemen. He also uses his voice, by the way, as a tool of his trade, but in a very different way, right, Vince?
Absolutely. He's known as the VoiceMaster. He is recognized in his circle as the most sought-after voice artist, motivational speaker, and events engineer. His work has been heard on radio and TV commercials, audio dramas, children's programs, computer games, dubbed foreign telenovelas, films and anime, and original animation, among others. At present, he conducts voice acting workshops and runs a sole proprietorship, full-service voiceover production company, Creative Voices Productions. He also works as a voice director for Hero TV and is executive producer of Voice of the Youth TV, the only TV program dedicated to Filipino voice talents. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome Mr. Pocholo Gonzalez.
Hello, Pocholo.
Hi.
I have a feeling you're putting a mark on how we're delivering our script here.
How's our
Thank you
voices?
very much.
Thank you.
Introduction.
We're going to be learning a lot from Pocholo here, but let's go to our next panelist here, Pocholo.
Yeah, Pocholo, how did you get your start, and at what age did you realize you wanted to be the voice master?
First of all, I would like to say good afternoon, everyone. Magandang hapon po. I'm Pocholo Gonzalez. I still remember when I was 5 years old. I grew up in Mariveles, Bataan. I don't know if any one of you is from Bataan, but we don't have a television then. It was in 1985. I still remember that. And there was the only means of entertainment that we have is the radio. So every evening before we go to sleep, I'm hearing this radio drama called Gabi ng Lagim. And also this...
They laugh kasi natatandaan din nila yon.
And also this radio drama called 24 Oras. So when I was young, I'm imitating it already because I have nothing to do. There's no internet then, remember? So I find the voices very nice. So what I did is I'm imitating for myself. So I hear this voice like, Isang gabi ng lagim. And then there's a kid.
Lolo, gabi na po, pasensya na, kinabi tayo.
Hey, naku apo, mag-iingat ka, may monster dito. And then, bigla,
Nako, Lolo, may monster!
anong ginagawa niyo dito? And then my mom was like, what the heck is happening to this boy? And unknowingly, that was like, I'm 7 years old then, but until I get to the school and I imitate my teacher sounds, class, bilisan nyo, matagal na mag-start ng klase. He sounds like that. And I imitated him one time, and I said, class, I'm here, andito na ako. And all my classmates were running like, they thought that's our teacher. And until no one can touch the microphone except me. From high school to college.
I'm sure Rochelle would have prayed for you back then since you were talking in tongues. Who knows what other languages are coming out?
But that's really amazing. I mean, we always knew that there were a lot of talented people, but I think here in Meralco Theater, not a lot like you have come and performed here. But apart from finding early on what your gift was, I'm sure at the early onset, in your childhood, for you it was just all play. When did you start taking it seriously?
Well, basically, when I was in high school, my dad wants me to be a lawyer. And I said, yes, I will be a lawyer. And I took up an exam in the University of the Philippines, Diliman, and I got in. So I took up creative writing. So English creative writing, I find it so boring because I don't speak at all. Because I'm number one in the class when I was in high school, number one in the noisy list. Yeah. I always get like 100 list. So I transferred to speech communication when I was in second year. And I find myself having fun. And Actually, when I was in first year, I've heard this radio ad in DZMM saying, kayo ba'y may talento sa pag-iba ng boses, sa pag-voice acting? Sumali. So I joined this voice acting competition and I bested more than 10,000 other people because I created like 50 different voices during that time. And then, luckily, at very young age of 16, I was given my very own radio show on that station. And it's like, why should I wait to graduate if I can do it now? But of course, I pursue my education, and I also took up my master's degree in broadcasting.
Wow, thank you for sharing.
Right.
You know, just for just a thought to share with our students that are here. Of course, we have a lot of high school and college students that have joined us on the lounge and also the balcony. That's a really important point that he said. Although he really had this talent that was very unique that he knew he could make money from, he still pursued his studies, which is really important. This is one of the points that we wanted to share in our crafting thought leadership here for this FPLA Executive Talk. Let's now...
Absolutely, that's great. Okay, let's go to Pocholo.
Yeah.
In your profession, what is excellence? Is it making
Yeah.
everybody laugh, or is it getting awards?
Okay, I'll give you a background of my dream. You know what? When I was in elementary, I just want to become a factory worker and finish high school. That's how people in my province wants. Because we have this export processing zone. So most of the people just go to they just want to work in a factory. That's my dream. But basically, that dream became different when I entered the University of the Philippines. And I still remember my teacher asked me, what do you want to become? And I told her I want to be a factory worker. And she cannot even, believe me.
But if you're the best at it, there's nothing wrong with that.
Excellent factory. But you know what? The good thing about what happened, I discovered that there's always the best in everyone. And especially, I always believe that Filipinos has the best thing in their life. I mean, at the age of 23, I created my very first company, which is Creative Voices Productions. My goal is to make the Philippines the center of voiceover excellence in Asia. So, because I believe we Filipinos are really good especially in communication. That's why the #1 call centers are here in the Philippines. So, what I did, I went to Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Korea to present the voices of the Filipinos. Even no one believes in me. So, when I was in Japan, I presented the voices of my friends, and the Japanese believes in me. So, my first client in Japan is actually Sega. Sega, you know Sega, arcade games. And we did like 8 projects for them, and the latest one is the Transformer. What you play in some time zone are the voices of my fellow Filipino.
All right. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
And 11 years ago, I was already working in the US. But I can't imagine working for the Americans. So that's the reason why I went back to the Philippines and created another organization called the Voice of the Youth Network, which right now we have 18 radio shows running around the country without even spending any cent, because I don't have money. So I don't have a choice. So all I ask is for a radio station to give the Filipino youth a voice on issues that affect them. So even 30 minutes for a week. There's 24 hours a day. What is 30 minutes for a radio station to give the Filipino youth a voice on issues that affect them? And because of that, we won almost 25 local and international awards, because I believe it's not all about the money, but it's all about the passion. So for me, excellence is making other people better. Thank you.
Doing it right.
Good man.
All right.
You can just ask me the question.
I'll try to come up with something.
I'm not allowed to ask you directly, but through you.
I had a question in mind, but I'm just gonna. This is for the master of
Pacholo.
Pacholo.
Okay.
Um,
You wrote it down.
He's prepared.
no, I didn't. I didn't even write it down. I'm just messing around with my phone. My question is this: Do you find yourself sort of hitting roadblocks with? Because I mean, like the voice can only do so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whenever you hit roadblocks, and you know you need to play a character. Do you ever feel like I don't want this guy to sound like this other guy that I already did like 2 years ago? Like what do you do when you get into that situation?
Okay, when I'm starting, I always imitate all the voices that I'm hearing, like SpongeBob.
Do it.
You want to hear? Are you sure? Okay, I'll just do some samples. Like, you count 1, 2, 3, go.
1, 2, 3, go.
Hey, come on, Patrick. My name is SpongeBob. Ay, no!
And then Patrick, hey, how are you, SpongeBob? Hey, shut up, SpongeBob. My name is Squidward. Hi, I'm Mr. Krabs. And even Mickey Mouse. And, oh, come on, Pluto. My name is Mickey. And Donald Duck. Gosh, my name is Goofy. So, actually, I really don't know why I can imitate that until I ask someone in my industry that, how do you do that voices? And he answers, alam mo pare, kinukuha ko lang sa bayag. Oh my God. Really, that's really true. He answers, you know, what is... I can't imagine he answers me that. A 17-year-old boy asking a veteran, like a 60-year-old, and he will answer me that. How do you do that voice? And I realized there's tools and techniques how to do it. Just like singing, playing piano, there's tools and techniques that you need to learn. So that's the reason why I took up speech communication. And when I went to the States, I studied with the greatest voiceover artists in the world, like Bill Farmer, the voice of Goofy, and also James Alberger. He's the author of The Art of Voice Acting. And gladly, 2 years ago, I am the only Filipino and Asian who were invited to be one of the international panelists, together with the British, Australian, Turkish, and Spanish, to speak in front of all thousands of voiceover artists around the world. And it's a Filipino still. So basically, I don't limit myself until I realize I can't do it, because you'll never know until you try. No, just like the local voiceovers, like actors who are already dead. I don't even met them personally, but when I'm watching movies like Babalu, Panchito, you know them? Dolphy. Yeah, they are all my favorites. Like there's a parang scene, Babalu and Dolphy, sabi niya, sabi mo papasok eh. Dolphy said, sabi ko palabas, siya. So, when I imitated that, I was surprised to myself, oh, I can do it. Until all of them I can, even all your presidents I can. For example, of course, the former president, Marcos, you know him?
Be careful. His daughter is here.
Oh my God.
Just warning
Okay. Ang masasabi ko lang, mahirap siyang gayahin. And also,
Gusto ni Miss Irene mo.
bug. Also, ano na, okay na po. Who else? Erap, FBR, like, pare, masasabi ko lang, huwag niyo akong subukan. FBR said, well, first of all, mabuhay ang sambayan ng Pilipino para sa Philippines 2000. Ay, thank you very much, no? And many, many more. So, even the girl, I thought I can't do it. So, but I tried. My lola sounds like this.
Ay naku apo, mag-iingat ka.
Anyway, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Pacholo. Now, since we've passed the baton to you, Pacholo, do you have any questions for anybody? Or
Actually,
throw
I
it right
want
back
to
to Ryan if you
ask
want.
my idol, Cecil Licad. You know what? Since I'm in elementary, I've been hearing your name. But as you know, I really love to play piano since I'm young. But I can't, I really can't. So that's the reason why I just played guitar. So I think it's really a talent, not just a skill. Although I really tried to play piano. So how can you like inspire or motivate people who wants to play piano to try it? I mean, even they can't do it. Just like me, I really want until now to learn how to play piano. I only know how to play Baba Black Sheep, have you ever heard it? Or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Yeah.
Same song.
Somebody that I used to know. Somebody tan 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 tan. That's all I can do, only notes.
Did you take lessons? My question.
Yeah. And my
man.
teacher quits.
Ryan's teacher quit also.
Yeah, Ryan's teacher quit also. But
I know.
For I guess, what? Thank you. I know, Pacholo, you also have to protect your
Yeah.
many voices.
Yeah. Actually, I just learned that I need to protect my voice when I'm already 25 years old. And because I had this experience, I had to do a commercial, like 3 of them, before I do like 5 commercials a day. So the problem is I have a harsh voice. So I lost like 100,000 pesos because of that. So I realized I need to take good care of my voice. Just like now, I'm actually sick. I have a fever. But at least I can...
I'm also taking care of my voice.
Backing away. Contagious?
No, seriously.
Well, basically, that's the reason why I took up some courses also, how to take good care of the voices. So basically, what I do, I gargle lukewarm water with salt every day, literally every day. I don't drink water with ice, and I exercise regularly. And with this, actually, I created a program for teachers called Voice Care for Teachers. That's why I'm traveling around the country. And also, as a motivational speaker, I've been to more than 50 provinces around the country. So every time I speak for 2 hours, can you imagine? It's like watching a movie. How can you get the attention of the people for 2 hours, especially for young people who got a very limited attention span? So, as you know, most of our teachers, when I was in elementary, I was wondering why they sound alike. All of them sounds like this.
Hi, Pacholo, tumahimik ka!
They always sound like that. Like that. So I've realized most of the vocal cords of those teachers are already broken. I mean, it's destroyed literally because imagine for the past 40, 50 years of their life, they've been teaching. And there's a lot of remedies that I can also teach. And I hope if you need help, I can also teach you how to do that, especially for those teachers who are here.
Right. They must have had Ryan as a student, so their vocal cords actually broke already.
Okay, thank you, Olivier. It seems like we've had a few teachers quit on our panelists up here. Maybe you just wore them out with all your questions. I don't know. All right. Looks like we have a dapper young man at the microphone. Go ahead and fire your question.
Hello, my name is Nico, and I study at the German European School, Manila, and I have a question to Mr. Pacholo. How do I become a voice master?
Oh, there you go.
And Mr. Pacholo, I'm the mother, and I have a second question.
if you can control your voice, does it necessarily mean that your ears are trained enough to be able to sing, to be a good singer? So that's the second question. So two questions.
Okay.
Anyone can answer that.
I believe, what's your name again?
Nico.
Hi, Nico. How old are you now?
I'm 11.
11. You know what? I have an 8-year-old son, and he can now do like 10 voices. So he started imitating me. So I guess if you try imitating all the cartoons that you've been hearing, that you've been watching, you can do it. Nothing is impossible in this world as long as if you pursue doing it, and if you believe in yourself, then you can do everything. You know, when I was young, I'm looking for an inspiration and motivation in my life. I just believe in myself. Even my mom and my dad don't believe in me. Because no one in the world will say, hey son, I want you to be a voice talent. All of them will say, I want you to become an engineer or a doctor, but not a voice talent. What is that? But mind you, just imagine a world without a voice. Just imagine a radio, a TV, or your computer game without a voice. You can't even play your favorite Angry Birds without a sound like it doesn't, it will never be exciting. As you know, voice-overs are also known as voice of God. We are the one telling you what to buy, what to do, what to eat. Even your toothpaste, who told you? Your mom? Of course not. It's the voiceover who says, Colgate, #1 brand recommended by that. Right? And I always believe that speech is the most miraculous thing in this world, because without speech, the world will perish. And I'm just using the power of voice acting to share my knowledge and my skills, my passion, and my aspiration in life to other people. Because, as you know, your voice can change the world. And voice is not just a gift. It is also a choice. So if you choose to sound like me, it's up to you. No, I'm just kidding. But I always believe if you have an interest or whatever you want to be, you will become as long as you do something about it. And I know one day, you're going to be the next president of this country. Just kidding, but it's up to you. And about your mom, mommy, I don't sing. That's actually my frustration. That's why I became the VoiceMaster. Because there's a lot of singers out there, and once you say voice artist, no, you can't think of anyone, right? Because nowadays, especially for the youth, personal branding is very important. It's not actually becoming the best, but it's becoming the most well-known in terms of brand. It doesn't mean you're the best, you can do everything, but if you are not well-known, for sure they will not go to you. And the greatest ability in this world, always remember this, is availability. Boom. Panis. Okay?
All right.
Do you understand?
I thought that was him asking the question. It's you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you. Thank
Nico.
you.
Let's encourage Nico with a nice
Good.
round of applause. Thank you. And so good of you to be here today. And thanks to your mom for bringing you here. We have another question on that side. Are you the first in line to ask the question?
Yes, I am.
Yes, hi.
Hi, my name is Rain, and I'm from Rizal National Science High School. And my question is for Mr. Pochola and Dr. Luchanco. Because my, well, how do I put this? You keep on saying that do what you love and, you know, follow your dreams. But how do I do this if I have two passions in life? I want to be a doctor, and I also want to be a broadcast journalist. So I took up broadcast communication. I put it in my form in the University of the Philippines in Diliman, and I put pre-med courses in my form in Ateneo de Manila. So what advice could you give for me to know what do I really want between the two of them? And it's not just for
Hi,
me,
take
of
it away.
course.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Rain.
What?
Rain. Like rain.
Rain. As in ulan.
Yeah.
Hi, ulan.
Hi.
Alam mo, mag-Tagalog na lang ako, no? Hirap mag-English eh.
Sige po.
Mas madaling magpaliwanag sa Tagalog. Alam mo, ako ngayon, nagsimula ako walang pangarap talaga eh. Pangarap ko lang maging factory worker talaga. Tapos, pangalawang pangarap ko, marinig ko lang ang boses ko sa radyo, okay na yan. Bumati lang, hi, ako po si Pucholo, thank you. Masayang-masaya na ako nun. And then, you know, there's so-called, di ba, do you believe that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail?
Yeah.
All of you did, right? Ako hindi. Tanong nyo bakit? Kasi kulang yun. Ang question ko, what are you planning for? So dapat ang complete sentence niyan, if you fail to create your goal first, even if you plan, you will fail. It's just like driving without destination. So ano ba yung gusto mo talaga mangyari? Saan mo ba gustong pumunta? Alam mo, there's a lot of failures in my life. 99% failure, 1% lang yata ang success. But that 1%, yun ang kinukonsider ko lagi. Marami nang humarang sa buhay ko. Alam mo yung time na sa'yo na, aagawin pa. And I come up with this principle na Puchology 101. Sabi ko, kapag hindi mo nakuha ang isang bagay, may maganda at higit pang naghihintay. So, ang daming harang sa mundo, alam niyo ba yon? Pag sinabing harang, maraming hindi maniniwala, maraming aagaw. Boyfriend mo minsan. Pero, basta maniwala ka lang. Basta't, pagkagising mo at bago ka matulog, kung ang ginagawa mo sa gitna nun ay gusto mo, wag mong itigil yon. Di ba? Kasi one day, you're gonna be surprised na nandiyan na pala sa harap mo. Because you're just investing something, no? And I always believe you can also become a doctor and a broadcaster at the same time. And you're gonna reach more people and help more people through your knowledge and skills because of broadcasting, no? And I hope Radyo 5 will help you someday. Okay, alam mo, I'm doing a lot of voiceover for TV5. And I hope one day I'm going to help other young people also to give them opportunities. Kasi I always believe, aanhin mo ang talent, skills, kahit sinong talentado dyan, kung walang opportunity, walang venue para ipakita nila yon, useless yan. So what I did, walang nagbubukas, I created my own. And then until they recognize me and then until they opened that door for me. So at the end of the day, sa'yo pa rin magsisimula yan at you will become your own best friend and your own mortal enemy. So nasa sa'yo yan. If you believe, one day it will come. Right, Doc?
Right. I think so. I think so.
Mr. Pocholo Gonzalez. And Ms. Cecile Licad. Once again, that wraps up the first segment of today's program. Please be back after a 30-minute intermission for an evening of unforgettable performances from our musical guests. Thank you. May we call on Sage, the Management Committee of the First Pacific Leadership Academy, for a brief photo opportunity with our guests.